What if I told you something just entered our solar system? Something not from Earth, not from Mars, not even from our galaxy. And it's moving in a way no natural object should. In 2017, the world was stunned by the sudden appearance of a mysterious, cigar-shaped object, Oumuamua. It came from deep space, zipped past the sun, and then did something strange. It accelerated, without any visible propulsion, no gas trails, no tail, no explanation. Was it just a rock behaving badly? Or was it something more? Welcome to Beyond Universe, the channel where cosmic mysteries meet science's strangest frontiers. If you love unraveling the unexplained, diving into the unknown, and questioning everything we think we know, hit like, subscribe, and join us on this journey through the stars, because what we're about to explore could change the way you see the universe forever. Let's go back to the moment astronomers first spotted the impossible and follow the trail of clues that might reveal whether we're alone or being watched. It was October 19, 2017. At a small observatory in Hawaii, a telescope picked up something odd. An object, long and slender, moving fast, too fast to be from our solar system. They called it Oumuamua, a Hawaiian word meaning scout or messenger from afar. And that's exactly what it felt like. It didn't behave like a comet. It didn't act like an asteroid. As it passed close to the sun, it should have slowed down. Instead, it sped up. And then, just like that, it was gone, out of our reach, out of our understanding. Scientists scrambled for answers. Was it outgassing, radiation pressure, or was it something artificial? Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb publicly asked, what if Oumuamua was not a rock, but a probe, sent by an intelligent civilization? It was a question that ignited controversy, a question that left astronomers torn and the public fascinated. But then, for years, silence. Until now. Because in early 2025, something else appeared. Another object. And this one is even stranger. January 3, 2025. Multiple skywatching systems detect an anomaly entering our solar system. At first, it looks like a standard interstellar object, dark, fast, and tumbling. But then, things start to feel familiar. Too familiar. It's long, thin, metallic in appearance, and unlike most space rocks, it doesn't spin randomly. Its rotation is controlled, almost deliberate. Telescopes track its trajectory. It enters the solar system at high speed, just like Oumuamua. But when it nears the sun, it changes course, slightly, precisely, against all known gravitational dynamics. Astronomers are stunned. It's not accelerating like a comet shedding gas. There are no jets, no outbursts, no tail. Instead, its path shifts as if guided, like it knows where it's going. The object is quickly classified as CNEOSI 2501, the first confirmed interstellar arrival of 2025. But unofficially, some are already calling it the Watcher. And what's even more chilling, this time we were ready, and we got data, real data. What we learned left scientists speechless. When CNEOSI 2501, the Watcher, altered its trajectory, observatories across the globe turned their instruments toward it. Infrared, radio, optical. For the first time in history, we were ready to observe an interstellar visitor in real time, and what we saw didn't make sense. Spectral analysis showed no typical signs of ice, dust, or carbon, the usual components of comets or asteroids. Instead, the surface reflected light in sharp, consistent patterns, as if it were smooth, polished, possibly metallic. Its albedo, the way it reflects light, suggested something unnatural, not random space rock, more like a manufactured surface. Then came the radio scans, faint, narrowband signals, repeating in fixed intervals, too regular to be background noise, too weak to be communication. Or was it? SETI scientists were divided. Some dismissed it as interference. Others whispered what no one wanted to say aloud. This isn't just a rock. This could be a message. But what really shook the scientific community was the object's internal heat signature. It was warm, far warmer than anything that size and distance should be, almost as if it had a power source or passengers. By now, the world was watching. News headlines speculated wildly. Alien probe, solar system visitor sends. Signal, NASA hiding the truth. And yet, through all the chaos, the object continued on. Calm, silent, purposeful. But then, it did something even stranger. It happened on February 14, 2005 at precisely 3:17 UTC. CNEOSI 2501 approached the outer edge of Mars' orbital path. That's when it slowed down. Not drifted, not decelerated due to gravity, but slowed, intentionally. Its velocity dropped by over 15%, smoothly, gradually, and then it entered a stable orbit around the Sun, just beyond Mars, exactly between Earth and Jupiter. No known natural object from interstellar space has ever done this. Objects from beyond the solar system don't stop. They pass through, they fly by. But this one stayed. NASA called an emergency press conference. Their statement was cautious, clinical, and full of technical jargon. But buried beneath the language was a simple truth. This object is demonstrating behavior inconsistent with natural celestial mechanics. In other words, it shouldn't be doing what it's doing, unless something or someone is controlling it. Theories exploded overnight. Some believed it was an alien probe, sent to observe us from a safe distance. Others said it was an autonomous AI craft, a kind of arc that travels between stars. A few even claimed it was waiting for something. But perhaps the most chilling theory? That it was scanning, because days after the object stabilized in orbit, Earth-based satellites began picking up a strange new pattern. It wasn't just moving, it was looking. Within a week of entering orbit, Earth's most sensitive satellites began to notice something strange. CNEOSI 2501 wasn't just drifting aimlessly, it was aligning, regularly, specifically. At certain intervals, the object would adjust its orientation, just slightly and always in one direction, toward Earth. At first, analysts thought it might be coincidental, a natural wobble, perhaps. But over time, a pattern emerged. Every 26 hours, the object made a micro-adjustment in its rotation, always to maintain a line of sight with our planet. Even as Earth moved, even as it spun. It was as if the object didn't want to lose sight of us. Ground-based radar scans showed something else. As it rotated, it would emit tight beams of energy, highly focused, short-duration bursts, not powerful enough to be detected from Earth's surface, but unmistakable. Two military satellites. The Pentagon issued a silent alert, not to the public, but to allied space agencies. One internal memo, later leaked, read, Object I-2501 may be conducting targeted observations. Intelligence purpose unknown. But it wasn't just government agencies taking notice. Amateur radio astronomers began reporting brief signal bursts on frequencies never used by human technology. Always brief, always subtle, but always aimed at Earth. And then, just after one of these bursts, a strange anomaly appeared in Earth's magnetosphere, a distortion, as if something had touched it. Coincidence, natural phenomena, or contact? The object remains silent, no direct transmissions, no obvious attempt to communicate. But its behavior said something louder than words. It knows we're here, and it wants us to know that it's here too. By March 2025, the world had split into two camps. On one side, scientists demanding caution. On the other, researchers and even a few respected physicists daring to ask the unthinkable. What if this object isn't just observing us? What if it's studying us? Some suggested the object could be a form of autonomous surveillance, an artificial intelligence probe sent by an advanced civilization, silently collecting data on planets that show signs of life. A kind of cosmic drone left behind to watch. And wait. Others took it further. They proposed the zoo hypothesis that Earth, and maybe all intelligent civilizations, are part of a monitored reserve, not contacted, not interfered with, just watched, for reasons we can't yet understand. But skeptics pushed back. They argued that without direct communication or verifiable transmissions, all we have is motion. And motion alone can't prove intelligence. A valid point. But motion with intent, that's something else. The object's ability to slow down, to enter a stable orbit, to adjust and maintain alignment with Earth. None of that is random. None of that is natural. Even NASA's internal reports, later obtained through FOIA requests, used one phrase repeatedly: trajectory indicates non-ballistic behavior, which in plain English means it's not following the rules of physics that apply to everything else. Still, no official declaration, no headlines screaming alien contact confirmed, because science doesn't deal in belief. It deals in proof, and proof was coming, because just when the debate reached its boiling point, the object responded. March 23, 2025, at exactly 4:06 UTC, it happened. An array of radio telescopes in Chile, part of the Atacama Large Millimeter Array, picked up a burst, not noise, not interference, a signal, narrow band, high frequency, mathematically structured. It lasted just 6 seconds, but within that short window, the signal repeated a specific sequence, prime numbers, from 2 to 89. Over and over, astronomers froze. Prime numbers are not found in nature by accident. They're the language of logic, of design. Within hours, 3 independent facilities confirmed the same pattern, one in Japan, one in South Africa, and one in Australia. Same frequency, same duration, same sequence. It wasn't a glitch. It wasn't cosmic background noise. It was deliberate. Then, silence. CNEOSI to 501 went dark again. No more adjustments, no more signals. It simply resumed its passive orbit, as if waiting. The scientific community went into a frenzy. Some claimed this was the proof we've waited for, a message, a universal handshake. Others warned not to jump to conclusions. Could this be a natural phenomenon we still don't understand? But those who studied the waveform closely noticed something else. Between the sequences of prime numbers, there was a gap, a pause, and within that pause, a modulated tone. Low, rhythmic, repeating every 1.618 seconds. The golden ratio. That ratio appears in nature, in galaxies, shells, leaves, DNA. And now, in a message from the stars. Coincidence or a signature? If this was a message, it wasn't just saying we exist, it was saying we understand. We've seen comets, we've tracked asteroids, we've watched stars collapse, planets form, galaxies spin. But nothing like this. CNEOSI 2501 didn't just pass through. It stopped, watched, adjusted, and then spoke. Not with words, not in language, but with numbers, with logic, with a pattern that says, we are not alone in thinking. For decades, we've looked to the stars wondering, are we being watched? Are we being tested? Are we even ready for an answer? Now, we might have one. And it didn't come in a spaceship hovering over New York. It came silently, precisely, through data, through physics, through pure intention. So, what now? Do we respond? Do we stay quiet? Or do we finally accept that maybe, just maybe, we were never alone? Some say it's too early to claim contact. Others say contact has already begun. Quiet, subtle, measured. Like a whisper across the dark. The only question left is, will we listen? If this made you look at the sky just a little differently, leave a like, subscribe to Beyond Universe, and tell us in the comments, do you think this was a message or just a mystery of nature? And while you're here, check out our video on the equation that might prove we live in a simulation. Because if this object really is watching us, then reality might be stranger than we ever imagined.